We begin with a live look at the Villanova University campus in Pennsylvania, where police are responding to a report of an active shooter. All nearby residents and students are being asked to shelter in place and to lock and barricade doors. People are also being asked to stay clear of the law school's Scarpa Hall. New student orientation and registration began today and is scheduled to go until Saturday, with classes starting on Monday. We'll bring you any new details as they come in. Here at home, Big Island firefighters are making progress on a wildfire in North Kohala in the Kauai High area. The fire was reported at around 8:20 this morning near the entrance to Kauai High Village near Emalani Street, approximately 100 yards from the highway. The intersection of Queen Ka'ahumanu Highway and Ka'ahumanu Road was shut down for a while, but the roads have reopened. Kohala Ranch opened its private road to let cars through while traffic was being redirected at the telephone exchange on Kauai High Road. The blaze was reported to be under control shortly after 9 a.m. and contained just before 10 a.m. Meanwhile, Maui County says the brush fire on Molokai has been extinguished. The blaze, which sparked around 5 p.m. on Tuesday, briefly forced evacuations in Ho'olehua. No damages or injuries were reported. On Oahu, if you see this man, do not approach him. Kenneth Belangzi is considered armed and dangerous after he allegedly stabbed two men at a bar on Sheridan Street. This happened back on August 9th. The victim suffered serious injuries. Call police or Crime Stoppers if you have any information. State corrections officials have released this booking photo of Marquise Johnson, the man accused of throwing acid at a 30-year-old cook in Chinatown. The victim is said to be in stable condition. His family tells the Star Advertiser that he can't see out of one eye and will have to undergo major surgery to repair his shoulder and arm. Right now, Johnson is being held at OCCC. He's due back in court on Monday. The man who allegedly shot and killed Maui police officer Suzanne O returned to court yesterday and listened to a tearful account of what happened the night she died. Derek Kravitsky has the emotional testimony and what the suspect told police.
I hear a pop to my left.
Officer Musakawa shared his last memory of Suzanne O, the night she was gunned down last Friday at the Paia sugar mill.
And I hear Officer O scream. And I turn and face her. And she turns around, faces us, and grabs her chest and falls to the ground.
Kawas was the officer who returned fire, stopping alleged gunman Clembert Kaneholani from harming anyone else.
I shot multiple times until I heard him scream. He screamed, and then I saw him put his hands up.
What did you do with that?
Well, one hand up. And I engaged directly to him. Ran right up to him. Put my gun to his head. And asked to see his other hand.
Before the deadly gunfight with police, Kaneholani had allegedly already opened fire 6 times at a groundskeeper who was attempting to get the 38-year-old off the property.
He's looking right at me, telling me to turn out the light with his right hand. He tells me to turn out the effing light, fires right at me, looking right directly at the light.
7 officers, including Kawas and O, eventually cornered Kaneholani near a tunnel in a gulch.
At that point, we just tried to establish a perimeter and look for the best way to gain access to that area.
Kawa says he directed O to check behind a concrete pillar, and that's where her life was taken.
I heard a gunshot approximately about a minute after I got to my truck, a gunshot and a short, loud scream.
Kawas fired back multiple rounds, striking Kaneholani in his left hip. Kaneholani's attorney says his client claimed it was an accident.
He immediately says, I didn't mean to shoot her.
I remember that he said something about he tripped.
He said he tripped.
I was more concerned with getting him detained and getting back to my partner.
You remember him saying, Tita, I'm sorry?
No, I don't remember him saying that.
O's gallery of loved ones, which include her boyfriend, fellow MPD officer Alex Pagan, were too distraught to provide a comment after reliving the heartbreak. but they plan to be back in court when the preliminary hearing resumes on Friday. Derek Kravitsky, Hawaii News Now.
Meanwhile, a fundraiser for the family of Officer O is being planned. Ululani Shave Ice will offer food, music, and a chance for loved ones to share memories of the fallen officer. It will be on Mauilani Parkway in Wailuku this Saturday from 6 to 9 p.m. Vesli Land Burger Company and Maui Frozen are also participating. 100% of the proceeds will go to Officer O's family. On Oahu, a cross adorned with lei and flowers now marks the site of a deadly electric motorbike crash in Ewa Beach. Some even left their own bikes as they paid respects. The 14-year-old boy was on his way to school when he was hit Wednesday morning along a busy road. Dylan Acheta has more.
The deadly crash happened at the intersection of Kolowaka and Fort Weaver Road just before 7:45 a.m. Wednesday. Police say the teen boy was on the motorbike crossing the street in a marked crosswalk, but doing so against the do not walk signal. And that's when police say he was hit by a 75-year-old driver. The boy was transported in critical condition and later died at the hospital. The driver stayed at the scene. The road was closed for several hours for the investigation.
As a parent, I feel for the family, mom and dad. We passed laws to make sure that everyone in our community is safe. So whenever we have any kind of loss, I'm human just like everybody else. And it just breaks my heart.
Investigators say the 14-year-old was not wearing a helmet. A letter sent home to families confirmed he was a student at Campbell High School.
When I heard about it, I felt pretty bad. I felt sad that someone got hit right now. Because it was just a normal, happy day, right?
It just felt very sudden to just get that email. Like my friend told me to check my email. Like, oh, shoot. I didn't expect that at all.
It was truly unfortunate. I got the news in my third period class, and it was actually heartbreaking.
Campbell's principal, John Henry Lee, sent condolences to the family and offered grief counseling to students and staff. EMS said the boy was riding a dirt bike while HPD described it as an electric motorbike. There is a difference when it comes to the legality and rules surrounding them. Earlier this year, Mayor Rick Blangiardi signed into law Bill 52, which established safety guidelines. It limited street-legal e-bikes to 750 watts of power, required helmets for riders under 18 years of age, and outlawed dangerous acts like wheelies and stunts. In Honolulu, the legal age to operate a low-speed e-bike is 15. E-bikes and similar rides remain a popular mode of transportation, especially for Ewa Beach students. We saw a number of young riders in the bike lane and on sidewalks, most without helmets.
I choose not to wear them because I don't really have the money for it sometimes. And besides, it's pretty easier to see around when I don't have one.
Talba also encourages parents to speak to their children and take more responsibility in their safety.
We got to remind, kids when you see them, riding the e-bike and they're doing the wrong thing. I know we don't want to get involved, but maybe it's time for us to roll on the window and go, hey, where's your helmet?
Investigators say speed, drugs, or alcohol does not appear to be factors in this crash. This crash marks Oahu's 54th traffic fatality this year. In Ewa Beach, Dylan and Cheta, Hawaii News Now.
Thank you, Dylan. Now for a live look at Kilauea as we continue to wait for another eruption episode. A glow was visible earlier this morning, and USGS says tremor activity indicates that there is magma near the vents. Scientists were expecting lava fountaining anytime this week, but yesterday they noted some deflation near the summit and pushed their prediction back to tomorrow or maybe Monday. If that happens, it'll be the 31st episode of the eruption that began last December.
Aloha on this Thursday. We're in for gorgeous trade wind weather. Lots of sunshine expected. We're going to start out the day with a few showers for windward areas. We'll see fairly dry conditions for leeward sides, and with all the sunshine, high temperatures approaching 90 degrees. And those trade winds will keep things a little bit choppy over in the east side. And we are watching a small rising pulse for south and west shores. Good news for the Duke's Ocean Fest, which hits the water again today.
Thank you, Guy. Officials in Ukraine say Russia launched one of its biggest aerial attacks of the year overnight, killing one person and injuring 15 others. Now, it comes as the U.S. and allies push for direct talks between Putin and Zelensky. Natalie Brand has more from the White House.
The Ukrainian Air Force says Russia fired more than 570 drones and dozens of ballistic and cruise missiles in its latest attack. President Volodymyr Zelensky says the barrage targeted civilian infrastructure, residential buildings, and even an American-owned electronics factory. On social media, Zelensky wrote Russians carried out the attack as if nothing has changed and noted there's no signal from Moscow it intends to engage in substantive negotiations to end the war, even as the White House pushes for direct talks between Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin.
The Ukrainians want security guarantees. The Russians want a certain amount of territory. Again, we finally got the details. We're working on them, but we haven't figured everything out.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is leading talks with European allies on security guarantees for Ukraine, with hopes to have a plan within the next week to 10 days.
This is, again, a horror that I do not wish anyone to experience.
Marina Bayduk of United Help Ukraine recently traveled to her home country. She says the immediate goal should be a ceasefire.
We do want to see those killings stopped, bombings stopped, and the peace progress.
Russia's foreign minister said Thursday that Putin is prepared to meet Zelensky, but not until all issues are worked out first. And he questioned the Ukrainian leader's legitimacy to sign a peace deal. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Ahead on This Is Now, after spending 30 years behind bars for killing their parents, the Menendez brothers have their first chance at parole. Plus this.
President Trump pushes for more redistricting plans that could determine control of the House of Representatives. I'm Erica Brown with the intensifying battle to redraw congressional maps.
Nearly 36 years to the day after Lyle and Eric Menendez killed their parents, they are due to appear at parole hearings. Eric Menendez will have his hearing today. His brother appears tomorrow. Carter Evans is covering the Menendez case.
After 3 decades behind bars and an avalanche of public scrutiny, convicted killers Lyle and Eric Menendez are closer than they've ever been to freedom. Both brothers are set to appear virtually for separate parole hearings this week, where they'll argue they no longer pose a threat to society if released.
We received a call on our 911 emergency line from the residents.
Their murder case dates back to August 1989, when their parents, Jose and Kitty, were found shot to death in their Beverly Hills home. The brothers were arrested the next year, and after a mistrial, they were convicted in 1996. But they were resentenced 3 months ago after a judge cited the brothers' efforts to rehabilitate their lives. The new LA district attorney opposes releasing them, arguing they've never fully accepted responsibility for the crime.
They'd engaged in a pre-planned alibi. They had bought the shotguns ahead of time, and they methodically got rid of all the evidence after the crime and then blamed other people instead of themselves as the murderers.
During the resentencing, the brothers did admit to lying for years about their guilt. Their extended family is expected to show up, continuing to support Lyle and Eric's release, saying the brothers have shown remorse and a commitment to improving themselves. But even if one or both of them are recommended for parole, the final decision lies with California Governor Gavin Newsom.
The Menendez brothers have to feel a little anxious. Governor Newsom has been pretty strict when it comes to people convicted of serious crimes.
Newsom hasn't given any indication yet whether he would sign off on the brothers' release. He previously denied parole for Senator Robert F. Kennedy's convicted killer and a member of the Masson family. And with Newsom's profile on the national stage raised by his clashes with the Trump administration, there are questions now if politics could end up playing a role in the brothers' release. Carter Evans, CBS News, Los Angeles.
President Trump's efforts to expand Republican control of Congress are proceeding in Texas and likely expanding to other GOP-led states. But it is also facing pushback from blue states. Erica Brown has more from the White House.
California legislators are moving forward with plans to reshape congressional districts to give Democrats more seats in Congress.
This is about trying to level the national playing field so we can have something close to fair elections for Congress in 2026.
For my colleagues on the other side, who I deeply respect, sometimes I believe you think the ends justify the means.
The move comes in response to the Texas legislature's redistricting plans designed to give Republicans an advantage in 5 more districts.
For the first time, Republicans have united. They've been courageous in bringing this to the floor. It was necessary.
Governor Abbott sold our state capital to Donald Trump. Yeah. And as a native Texan, it's a dark day in Texas history.
President Trump has pushed redistricting efforts in Republican-controlled states in a bid to retain Republican control of the House after the 2026 midterm elections. Republicans are also looking at redistricting in Missouri. President Trump said on social media Thursday, the great state of Missouri is now in. We're going to win the midterms in Missouri again, bigger and better than ever before. Erica Brown at CBS News, the White House.
For the first time in more than 10 years, the Hokulea and Hikianalia are in Rarotonga. That's the largest of the Cook Islands. The vessels arrived after 2 days of sailing from Bora Bora, French Polynesia. They'll stay for 2 weeks and participate in cultural exchanges. After that, they'll head to Aitutaki, another part of the Cook Islands. Let's take a live look outside with our tower cam on this Aloha Thursday. We're so close to Friday, everybody. Guy Hagi is going to have your first alert forecast in 2 minutes.
weather with Guy Hug.
Aloha on this Thursday. We're in for more beautiful trade wind weather. Not a lot of moisture out there, but there will be, over the next several days, a few early morning and overnight showers favoring windward sides, exactly what we have this morning. Most leeward sides will remain fairly dry. And as far as the winds, they'll remain at brisk levels through the weekend. We're talking 15 to 20 miles an hour, especially windy in Maui County, all the way to Kauai. Lighter winds, of course, over in Kona, but parts of Hawaii Island, they'll get some brisk winds as well. We're talking out in Waikoloa, out in Kauai High. So it's going to be a gorgeous Thursday with lots of sunshine on tap after some clouds and showers pass through, mainly favoring windward sides. Really meager rainfall totals, and those breezy trades in the afternoon running to 15 to 20 miles an hour. So humidity levels will be comfortable, but with those breezy winds, we'll also have some choppy conditions over in the east shore, and there's a small craft advisory for the east end of the state as well. And we're watching for a rising pulse on south and west shores. Not a big swell at all, but that should keep the fun going for Duke's Oceans Fest, which hits the water again today. So it's a long stretch of trade wind weather. They'll run pretty brisk and breezy all the way through the weekend. Really nice weather. Basically, today's weather is going to continue with very little change all the way through Sunday. And the change comes on Monday with slightly higher humidity levels through Tuesday because of the lighter winds.
Thank you, Guy. Hurricane Erin is moving offshore, but is still bringing dangerous conditions along the East Coast. A state of emergency has already been issued in North Carolina, where the storm is causing flooding. Rob Marciano takes us there.
Hurricane Erin whipped up waves and powerful winds along the East Coast as it made its closest approach to the U.S.
The wind is very strong. We're like both falling over.
The Category 2 storm fueled waves up to 20 feet tall off North Carolina's Outer Banks.
It's a serious storm, and conditions can deteriorate quickly.
This drone video captured the ocean rushing underneath beachfront properties and onto the main road on Hatteras Island. Many tourists and residents evacuated the Outer Banks as Erin closed in. But some, like 96-year-old motel owner Carol Dillon, stayed behind.
You've been on the retreat for decades now.
Since 1955. A lot of storms, a lot of damage. I've seen the water in this building up to the window.
So many of our most impactful hurricanes the past several years, we've been dealing with the deadly inland flooding. That's not an issue with this. It's going to stay offshore. But the winds today, tropical storm force, we felt that. And these waves will continue to pound this shoreline.
Almost the entire U.S. East Coast, pretty much, still with a high risk of dangerous surf and rip current conditions today into tomorrow. And the ocean is going to take a long time to calm down.
In New Jersey, beaches are now closed to swimmers.
The surf gets really high. It's been rough for the past couple weeks.
Swimming bans were also issued in New York, but some surfers still took advantage of the conditions.
We're prepared for this hurricane as best we can.
Virginia also getting a piece of Erin, where flooding could extend inland, reaching homes and businesses. Rob Marciano, CBS News, Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.
A smoothie made from Heinz ketchup. I'm Cristian Benavides with how customers react to brand collaborations.
good news. Some things just go together like peanut butter and jelly, but these days, brand collaborations can start viral trends with buzz of all kinds. Christian Benavides has more.
It's actually good. Ketchup is probably not a word you'd expect to find in the same sentence as smoothie. It's like a child playing in the kitchen, like ketchup smoothie? No. Here at Smoothie King in Margate, Florida, the Heinz Ketchup Smoothie is the latest brand collaboration on the market, vying for customers' attention.
So it definitely tastes like V8 a little bit.
I don't see no ketchup in there. Just like a very, very, very tasteful juice.
It's strawberries, raspberries, acai sorbet, apple juice, and Heinz Simply Ketchup.
Lori Primavera is Vice President of Research and Development at Smoothie King and says the classic condiment was a perfect match for this limited time offer.
It fits with our Clean Blends initiative, which is no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives.
And while the pairing may seem unusual,
you know, it's not my cup of tea.
That's part of the allure.
Get people talking, saying, what is this? I don't think I want this, but I kind of need to try it.
Caitlin Lunders is the digital director at Delish and says brand collaborations can be a flash in the pan or have real staying power.
Sometimes these brands are teasing something out, and if it gets a huge response, it could become a permanent item in stores.
We've seen these mashups before, from Doritos and Taco Bell, International Delight and Hershey, Smart Food and Cheetos. Two American favorites now in hit combinations, Reese's and Oreos, landing on store shelves in September thanks to fans' demands.
People really love both brands, and it's a mystery why they didn't do it sooner.
Lunders says these collaborations are all part of food entertainment. They tickle the taste buds and keep up the brand banter. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Margate, Florida.
I would try it. Doesn't look that bad. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. More news first at 4 right here on KCHNL.